All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. We're going to be taking a look now at Self Apart. And I'm joined, on camera, we have Enrique, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Enrique or Nebuchadnezzar. I'm from Spain. I'm the lead designer and developer and programmer. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Perfect. And we have two others with us who aren't on camera, but if you'd like to introduce yourselves as well.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Anne Marie or Wifery online. I was responsible for the animations on Self Apart and the character models.
Alright, hi, I'm Siddhant. You can just call me Sid. I did the UI design as well as helped in a bit of additional programming in the game.
Awesome. And this Self Apart is in the category nominee for Best Game Jam Game. And this was for GMTK for last year,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
21.
Okay, let me just change the settings here. Turn down the audio a little bit. Okay. Right, so I want to know about the theme of the game jam because obviously I think the theme has a lot to do with how the game is played and the concept of the game.
Yeah. The theme was I
Joined
think it was
together,
like
I think.
joined together.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. We have another game that is one of the nominees who also was in the same GMTK joined together.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh wow.
that's
Awesome.
really cool.
Yeah, so we kind of we didn't want to make a two-player game. I remember because that was kind of the obvious choice to make like a multiplayer game, and we wanted to make something that wasn't the obvious choice. We had this big brainstorm session where we tried to go with like all our third options. The
Yeah.
thing you think of last. So, and this is
There we go.
yeah.
Finally, I was like having a heart
I
attack.
was nervous. I was thinking, it's not going to work already.
I thought if I go on an angle, it'll work. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's really clever to your point that you didn't go for everyone's, like your first idea or your second idea. It was like, oh no, let's go for the weirder ones, the ones that aren't the obvious ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a discussion for almost an hour or two, and then we just listed out stuff, and yeah, this was it, Frankenstein.
Yeah. So I must admit that I played earlier, and I had so much fun that I beat the game. So now I'm trying to like
Oh,
slowly
awesome.
play it so I don't.
Oh well. Not
You
a lot of
already know the
people.
puzzles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
in the comments we saw that not many people were able to actually beat the game, and I guess some of the faults are, well, the level design and maybe the
Mm.
fact that you cannot look around completely, you cannot look behind you.
Yeah, that's right.
So I guess the idea was that this was your head on top of if you look down you can see a table, something like you are on top of a table, your
Mm.
head is on that table and you cannot turn your neck, so you need to use your eyes to see around you.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was. Oh yeah, go ahead.
we had pretty ambitious ideas at the start as well, that you would
Yeah.
maybe miss one of your eyes. So you would
Oh.
have a split screen.
Yeah.
So one of your eyes could see part of the room and the other one could see another part of the room. And then you
Yeah.
could maybe roll one of the eyes towards your head
Mm.
to pop it in the socket, so to speak. But
Uh,
yeah, in a 48-hour jam, you kind of have to make
yeah.
concessions
Yeah.
and decide
Yeah.
what's important and what isn't.
Hmm.
But I think that.
Excuse me. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that for me, one of the big indicators was the use of color. That like there's not a lot of green outside of your body parts, so they really grab your eye, and you know that okay, I know I need to interact with those somehow, but it's about how do I get there or how do I do it so I can connect to it. I can take my body back.
Hmm.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
I think
That's,
you,
yeah,
Enrique, you worked a lot on like making the lighting perfect, so everything was
yeah, we're having
visible.
a lot of discussions because
Hmm
I'm I'm usually more of a moody game. I like to play with not a lot of lights. Leave a lot to to guess.
Mm.
But we had some discussions how we didn't want this to be like too dark or too serious. So if you turn up the music a bit, because I think because also the music was done in the 48 hours, as well as the
Was it?
sounds. Yeah, everything you see here was done in 48 hours. The programming, the models, the animations, and you know when the person that helped us with the actual music presented this, we were like, yeah, well, this doesn't need to be so serious. So yeah, and Jewel, our 3D artist, actually did a lot of a lot, no, every 3D assets was done also in that 48 hours, and
Yeah,
she
she
did
was
her
Wow.
job.
so productive.
Yes, it was like every 10 minutes it was like, I have another model, I have another one, I have
Mhm.
another
Yeah,
one.
she was just asking us all like, "What else do you want?" And we're like,
Yes,
"Figure
she
out
was
light
like,
and stuff."
anything else? Come on, more.
Yeah, I can do it. Give me more.
Yes.
Yeah, and at the beginning, it was like, oh no.
Oh, I found something. We'll just
So
ignore it.
yeah,
Yeah,
at
this
the
is where.
beginning, it was like only the body parts, like they didn't have that little light,
Mm.
that little blue light with the bloom and all. So, but they were a bit difficult to see. So then I went to the painstakingly mm, process of like adding the little light in the correct angle and the
Mm.
correct point in every model. So
Yeah, and
and
this
yeah,
light, the first light on the finger, was so
yeah,
important
the on the
because
finger.
when you first get into the game, it's sort of like you're clicking on the few body parts that you find, and it's you can't use it yet, and then but there's this little light that really grabs your eye, and click on
Yeah,
that, and I'm a finger now.
exactly. That
Yeah,
was the
Basically like
intention.
telling you what to do, like what to interact with first of
Mhm.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it plays also here because you
Yeah.
have a light in the leg on the shelf up there. So now you maybe your brain thinks, oh, maybe I can control that part as well.
Mm. Yeah, and
I think that was one of the last things that we added, right? The light.
Yeah,
But it solved so many problems. It was a
Yeah,
really
otherwise we
smart
had it
decision.
yeah, to figure out what to control because it was a bit iffy.
Mm.
yeah,
And I like as well for this segment where the piece of wood falls over, that the game sort of teaches you because there are so many little things in the environment that you realize, okay, yeah, there's a physics engine here, and I can sort of mess around with things. That when you get the arm up onto those chests and you see the piece of wood, you're like, oh, let me just try and knock it over, see what happens,
yeah,
and of course then you see the light again, and the leg is available to you.
There's only so
exactly.
much interactable objects anyways because you can see those planks when you interact it with the finger first. That's the thing that you interacted first. So we just did that with the other thing as well.
Yeah, it's very clever that it gets brought back.
Mm.
Uh, have you guys had any chance to watch people play Self Apart? Because I'm wondering how long does it
Yeah,
take people to beat it?
there was some streamers. Well,
Yeah, I had a recording. I think I had a recording. Some streamer played it, and yeah, he absolutely enjoyed the game, the theme, the whole chaotic nature of things.
yeah, and actually, on the topic of how long to beat, we actually, because our friend here, very much into speedruns.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I have some
Um,
of my speedrunner friends who have played it, and I made a leaderboard on speedrun.com for it even. I think there's now maybe 4 submissions.
yeah,
But yeah,
and
there's a recent one that's very fast. Someone beat it in
yeah,
like
1 minute 15.
yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so,
No, that was really fun to get some interaction with other people playing our game and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
seeing
was the
how they
best
do
part.
it. Yeah.
so we talked earlier about sort of how the idea came to be, but do you recall how the idea, how you decided for it to be sort of a Frankenstein monster or like a horror themed game? How did that come to be?
Gosh.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a difficult question because, like you said, you don't go for the obvious choice, so you kind of go for something different.
Yeah.
I just remember us having this big brainstorm session and throwing out a lot of ideas. I do think that we as like a team have worked mostly on things that were a bit horror themed, and also Jewel really likes the goth aesthetic, you know. So I
Yeah.
think she was excited to work on something a bit medieval, witchy, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think from our previous experiences and this aesthetic that we really like, it's kind of just
It's our thing. Yeah.
appeared
Yeah.
out of thin air.
So have you all worked together before? Well, I guess yes, you have all worked together before.
Actually, not really.
No, okay.
I mean, this is our first full game.
Yeah.
We worked
Yeah.
on
We-
private
well,
projects
worked
a
with
bit.
Nibu, like we worked on a game before this.
Mm.
That's the only thing. I think nobody else has.
Yeah. I mean, well, I was like, I've worked with Sid before in another game jam, in a beginner game jam that we actually won, right?
Yeah, we did want that. Yeah.
And the thing was that I saw this is really interesting because you can find people everywhere. So I saw Jules paintings and 3D designs on 9gag.
On 9gag?
Yeah, so it
No.
was post one of those fresh posts that almost everyone misses.
Yeah.
And I saw that and it was like, I like this. And then I just wrote a comment, contact me on this mail, maybe we can work. And I actually don't remember how I met you, Wib.
It was in the Discord or through the Discord of the Beginner Game Jam.
Ah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
wanted to join Beginner Jam. And I was like, hey, does anybody need an animator? Here's some of my work. And then you contacted me as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, Repto was like sort of the same thing. I think it was in another Discord server.
I just love this walk.
Yeah.
This animation is the best. It's like, here I come.
Thank you.
I love how just wide of a stance he takes in just those big steps.
Power stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. It's like half chat.
It truly is.
So there were 5 people involved with the jam. What was everyone's roles? You said that one of them was the musician as well.
Yeah, Repto, which is not here, but he was the musician, and he also worked on the audio, which was not a lot because the most amazing part of audio is like when you have the hand. It's like the fingers, the tippy tapping, the tick
Yeah.
with the hand. That's the best one. But he also did the music, which I think is great and it's really fitting for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the music is amazing.
Yeah, this is a glitch. Like this was not supposed to be it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we couldn't fix it because of the jam constraints. And
Yeah.
things. I guess we never
Maybe
did.
next time. Yeah, I think we wanted some text there saying like, now
for your
look for your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. So it says, oh, I didn't actually know this, but yeah, it says that body parts can be controlled. That was in the beginning. We were thinking about actually being able to also detach another part and join with another one that does not, like joining a finger with a leg. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually did some of the code and it was working, but then we started thinking about how many animations we will
Yeah.
need. And it was like, hey, Wave, can
Let's not
you
do that.
do this 40
Yeah.
something
You
animation?
spared me.
And she was like, I think not. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was sad because I also tried to implement some more like actual physics because the body, as you can see, has like proper collision,
Mm.
like it has proper hitboxes. But I was at the beginning I was also trying to use proper physics, like floppy physics and all.
Yeah.
But again, 48 hours, everything was done in that 48 hours.
Mm.
So yeah, time constraints, which I think is I think it was a clever like it was smart on our part because a lot of game jams and a lot of projects just end and never get finished because of the ambitions. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
I can do this. I think I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And in the end, you do nothing. My first game jam was like a ball in a dark room, which I think I won as well.
Yeah, I remember that. We competed in that one, right?
Yeah, we
You were
competed in
first, I
that.
was second, and then yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
in
did
the
two
next one,
game jams together.
no,
Yeah, no, no, not together. We were like
Oh, alright. Different
competing. We
teams.
were
enemies.
competing. He
Mm.
did a game.
Couple.
I did another one,
I see. I see.
Yeah, and then we just had a chat, like, you wanna work on something, and they were like, yeah, of course, let's go.
and there we go. Finish the
Yeah,
game.
thing I
like
like about game jams is time is
you
your
grab
biggest
your
friend
head.
and biggest enemy as well. So yeah, you
Yeah,
just
Mhm.
yeah,
be in between that.
And
yeah.
it,
Having a time limit is like really important and really good because it like n- we recently had a failed in-house jam because we tried to work on something together, and because we didn't have that time limit, uh, we basically didn't like take it seriously, and I think the time limit is a really good thing for starting to
Anything.
develop, yeah, for anything as
mm.
well.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
funny that you bring up sort of the game jams and how so many times they end up with too ambitious and then you never get to finish them. I can speak personally that over this weekend I just had my first game jam and the game is completely unfinished and it's not anywhere near
Oh yeah.
playable.
yeah.
So
It's
I feel the pain now.
in fact it was a really once we had the idea. I remember this. Once we had the idea, the final idea. Okay, we're going to do this. I said, okay, now that we have the idea, we're going to rest.
Mm.
Like we're not going to start working immediately. I actually went out with some friends and it's like think about it, do some math in your mind and think what you can do and more importantly what you cannot do. So
Yeah.
it's if I think it's really important to it's more important to know what you cannot do.
Mhm.
If you start working on something thinking you are going to be able to finish it, then I think that's a mistake. I think it's better to just throw away like
Yeah. Especially in
the
48 hours, you don't have much time to start
yeah,
learning
yeah.
new things. Well, the game was quite short, I think, because I had played it before. But before we come to an end with all of this, I wanted to ask the three of you if there's anything that you'd like to talk more about, or sort of things that you're working on individually going forward. I don't even know. Are you all three
What are we
developers on your
working on?
own?
It's like I think it's a bit sad because this project was like our gem,
Mm.
even though it's just a game jam.
Like our
Uh,
magnum opus.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like our
yeah.
magnum opus because we worked really hard, we communicated really well, but life
Mm.
and you start getting jobs and having less time, moving, and all
Mhm.
of that. So
Yeah.
we've been a bit. We haven't been doing anything
Beyond,
really.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
I think mostly just personal works, but not together as like a studio.
Yeah.
yeah,
I do always, when I like apply for jobs, still put little clips of Self Apart in my show reel. Like, look, I made this.
Yeah, and I
So it
think
definitely taught me a lot.
and obviously that people like it so much as well. With us with GDWC, you guys ended up a nominee, top 5 for the category, and
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes on
Super cool.
March
Yeah,
17th.
it was
We have
Never
the
expected
announcements,
that.
but yeah, I think
fantastic.
I've had the chance to play the top 5 already, and this one is quite unique. Well, I mean, just with games in general, I think Self Apart is quite unique, but from the top 5 as well. Like, and it's funny that I've mentioned before that there was another one from the same GTMK.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
if you want, it's what was it called again? As One Against Our End, I believe is the name. Let me double check.
Cool. Let me Google it.
You can just check on the.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
nominees list, of course, I can check
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, As One Against Our End.
Thank you. I'll look
Yeah,
it up later.
check it out. It's fun as well. Very different. But yeah, Self
I
Apart
bet.
it was very unique, and I think the theme,
Thank you.
especially like you mentioned, the music kind of brings everything together for me. It just thematically everything feels right.
Thank you.
Everything just clicks together basically.
Yeah,
Like, just love it.
just like the body parts click together.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we thought about it. Intended.
Intended, completely intended.
Well, all right. I think if there isn't anything else, I think we can come to an end. I really want to thank the three of you for joining me and for participating with GDWC, and I hope you guys have success with this and hopefully personal success going forward as well.
Yeah. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Yeah, you
Thanks
too.
so much.
Hello.
Thank you.